And I think we're recording, but actually, I know we're recording because I'm the only one in control here, and I pressed record on both devices. Hello, friends, and welcome back to episode number 33, I believe, of Loose Ends with Robert Hernandez. I am your host, Robert Hernandez. I hope you're doing well. Coming back to you live on another early morning, as you can tell by the sound of my voice. It is not late in the day. My vocal cords are still warming up, and I haven't done my A-E-I-O-U. A-E-I-O-U. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I haven't done those yet, so I might sound a little weird, but welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. Why does my fucking microphone sound like that, brother? Why does my microphone sound like that, my man? I'm gonna have to hire somebody eventually because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, baby. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, baby. Baby. Hold on. I need a sip of the coffee. I can't be that loud right now because, Kirsten's asleep, so I can't be yelling and shit. But what's going on? Welcome back to Loose Ends. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're having a good week so far. I'm sorry the episode's a little late. I spent too much time having fun this week, and I hope you did the same. I hope you're having a great week so far, and I hope you did something fun this weekend. I hope you had a couple of drinks with the bros, with the gals. I hope maybe you smoked hella weed. In my case, I did both. Okay? Don't get it twisted. I did both. Yes, I did have a couple of beers. Yes, I did have some vodka. Yes, I did smoke weed, and that sent me down a rabbit hole that I was not able to return from. But I did wake up on Monday morning, and it's all good now. So there's no reason for me to, we can put that behind us. I'm going to put that behind me. I think I'm getting to a point where I just am not going to be able to smoke weed and drink at the same time, which maybe is a good thing. But I had a pretty rough Sunday night. Okay, I went to bed a little late, and then I woke up on Monday, and I was like, I need to turn my life around. So what did I do? I ate sweet potatoes. Not only did I eat sweet potatoes, but I also went to the gym. And let me tell you something about going to the gym. Look, I don't know how many of my listeners go to the gym. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys like to go and fucking make yourself sweat and shit. But for me, it's something I haven't done in a long time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna make myself feel better today. It didn't work so much. Oh, fuck, it didn't work. It didn't really work. But I did go to the gym. I moved around a lot, and I got sweaty. But going to the gym, especially when you haven't been in a while, and you're just like, dude, okay, let me lay out the context of this situation for you, okay? Fucking AC is on. I can't have the AC on, bro. I know, look, I have to suffer for you guys because it's hot as shit. It's 7:45 in the morning, and it's hot as shit. And it's hot as shit, but I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to get sweaty, and I'm probably going to have to shower again before I go to work, but it's all good. Okay. So I go to the gym yesterday, right? And I sign up for the 24-hour fitness. I sign up for the 24-hour fitness, like, day pass or whatever, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to try out 24-hour fitness. It's the closest gym to my house. Well, I'll take Kirsten with me. She'll take a day pass. We'll see what's going on at this 24-hour fitness, right? Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the 24-hour fitness in North Hollywood, but it's an interesting place, to say the least. We walk in, they're serving snow cones. There's a guy selling candles. There's a lady trying to tell me that I need to take CMOS, which, believe what you will. I don't know if you're in CMOS or not, but I don't buy the shit. I don't buy it. Does that work? No, I don't think so. I don't think CMOS works. I don't think that taking a random thing that grows in the ocean is going to help me, with whatever the lady was trying to tell people that it benefits. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a scientist, but I'm just going off of my intuition here. I don't think that a random sea plant is going to increase my blood flow. You want to know what increases your blood flow? Nicotine. You want to know what increases your blood flow? Caffeine. You want to know what increases your blood flow? FLO? Blood flow? Jerking your shit, fucking stroking that thing. You know? But anyways, I go to 24 Hour Fitness and there's this little fucking bald guy, right? And he's working the front desk. And this shit I've been pissed off about this since yesterday, so I need to talk about it because it's been pissing me off it actually pissed me off all night. And there's this little bald guy, and you know these people. You know these people. When I describe him, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on, my neighbor's outside fucking yelling. My neighbor's child is outside right now yelling as if something bad is happening. But like I can't. What am I going to do? Open the window? Get that kid inside. No. Okay, but anyways, dude, I go to fucking 24 Hour Fitness, right? And I'm like, hey, we're here to try out the gym. We live locally. I don't know which gym we're gonna get. Are we gonna get this? Are we gonna get LA Fitness? This dude looks at me in the face and goes, are you here for the party? Now, let me answer that question for you how I should have answered that question when he asked me. No, why would I be at a party at the gym, you fucking 5'1" weird 24 Hour Fitness balding sales manager? Why the fuck would I be at 24 Hour Fitness for a party? Huh? You think the best I could do socially on a Monday night is show up to the fucking dog shit of 24 Hour Fitness in North Hollywood and go to a fucking party and get a free snow cone? No. No. Absolutely not. Go get in your Infiniti and drive off a fucking cliff. Drive off a cliff, young man. He wasn't even young. Middle-aged guy. Taking his job way too serious. Oh, are you here for the party? No, I didn't hear about the shitty party. I didn't hear about the shitty 24 Hour Fitness party where you guys are giving away fucking, snow cones and sea moss and candles. There was a person selling candles at the gym. Why? Who was going to walk into the gym and go, you know what I needed today? A soy wax candle. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. You're in the wrong place. You need to do more market research. You need to try and figure out who is your customer before you just show up with a table and a couple of candles at a 24 Hour Fitness. That's just how I feel. And look, I'm not a business guy, but that's just how I feel. If I were a business guy, I definitely wouldn't try to sell my candles at 24 Hour Fitness in North Hollywood. Are you here for the party? He goes. I go, no, I was unaware there was a party. And he goes, well, you don't just want to sign up? Hey, if I wanted to sign up for your stupid gym, don't you think I would have walked in and said, hey, bud, I'm here to sign up. The entire idea of a 3-day pass to a gym is for me to decide whether or not I want to give you guys $42.99 a month if I get the buddy pass. Right? This dude goes, oh, it's going to be 10 minutes. And then he turns over to the lady that's working there with him. She's like this Russian looking lady, right? She looks like Melania Trump with red hair. And he goes, they're here for the 1-day pass. Now, in that moment, if there wasn't a party going on at the gym, I would have been like, hey, actually, your website states that this is a 3-day pass. Therefore, I get to come in here for the next 3 days and not look like and look like I don't know what I'm doing at all. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to sweat a little bit, to put the treadmill on 4.5 inches of incline and walk at 3.5 speed and sweat for a little bit and then go home and eat my sweet potatoes, rice, and ground beef. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for your shitty party. And if I wanted to sign up, I would have signed up. I would have signed up before I even came, because there's an option on the website where I could have just signed up and went in and be like, oh, I'm a 24 Hour Fitness member now. But I had a iffy feeling about the 24 Hour Fitness in North Hollywood. So I was like, hey, Kirsten, let's go try it out. Let's go try out this fucking gym that every time I walk by, there's like people loitering outside. We were walking up. There was like a couple dudes just like smoking a joint like right outside the door. Look, I like weed too, but what is this? What are you guys doing here? Are you guys here to like wear dark sport shit and like fucking, wear Gymshark shorts? And, I walk into here's the thing too. I walk into the bathroom and there's two men like almost holding each other by the side. And they're taking like a gym photo in the mirror. And and immediately in that moment, I said to myself, I don't know if I'm meant to be a member here. I don't know if I'm meant to be a member here. Why is my hold on, give me a second. My mic is tripping. I'm so sorry, folks. Technical difficulties right now, but I don't know if I'm meant to be a member here based off of the fact that when I walk in the door, there's two racially ambiguous men holding each other in the mirror in the bathroom and taking a photo of each other. Hey, that's not what I want to do here. Like I said, I'm here to put the incline on the treadmill to 4.5 inches, right? 4.5 inches. If you know, you know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm here to put the incline on 4.5 inches, and I'm here to walk and listen to an audiobook or a podcast or the Justin Bieber album, which is what I was, that was me yesterday. On the treadmill, listen to the JB album. And every time I hear Drewski's voice, I skip it. Every time I hear Drewski's voice, I go, boop, I'm good, Drewski, later. Drewski too corny. That's what his Instagram should be. Drewski too corny. I'm sorry. I'm being a hateful asshole. But no, look. 24-hour fitness in North Hollywood. I'm coming for your ass now. And I don't remember if that dude's name. Because first of all, don't fucking go, you don't just want to sign up? Hey, have you ever signed up for anything without fucking checking it out first? Have you ever signed a lease on an apartment and not looked at the fucking apartment before you do that? Have you ever bought a car and not test driven the car? Have you ever went to a new restaurant and not looked on Yelp? No, you haven't. Either David or Carlos, whatever the fuck your name was. But he pissed me the fuck off. So immediately I'm thrown off. Now he hands me and Kirsten off to this Russian lady. And she goes, okay, I will help you or whatever. I'm sorry. I don't know the Russian. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I was just doing it for effect so that you guys know what's going on. Okay. And she goes, oh, first time. She was nice. She was great. When I send my shitty Karen email later, because I'm going to be petty about this, because this guy, you don't want to just sign up? No, I can. I have $40 in my account. I can sign up if I need to, brother. But that's not the point of a 3-day pass. I don't know if you guys are aware, but sorry, I don't know if this guy was aware, but on the 24-hour fitness website, it says try us for 3 days, not try us for 1 day. And that's what he told the lady when he handed us off, was he was like, oh yeah, they're here for the 1-day pass. No, bud. Hey, no. And here's the funny part. They didn't even take my confirmation code. So now I'm going to show it back up today and I'm going to run me my 3-day pass. I'm going to run me my 3-day pass because Carlos or David or whatever the fuck his name was wanted to be a little cock. He wanted to be a little cock. He wanted to be a knot in the hairs of my ass crack. And he wanted to fucking mess up my day yesterday. Because he thought I wanted to be at the party with the free snow cones and the fucking candles for sale. I don't care. Oh, he goes, did you hear about the party? No, I didn't hear about the shitty party. I didn't hear about the shitty gym party. And honestly, everybody that was there was pretty much just there to grab a free snow cone and leave. Nobody bought anything. I was talking to Kirsten. Kirsten does a lot of like pop-up markets. And the first thing that we both said when we were walking out was, why the fuck would like you do a pop-up market at a 24-hour fitness if you sell candles? Why? Who do you think is going to walk into a 24-hour fitness and go, you know what I needed today? I needed a sandalwood candle. Nobody. Absolutely fucking nobody. So that's why I was like, this place is weird as shit. Now I'm exploring other options. I might go to the LA Fitness at Universal City or the one over there by Universal City because I just feel like it might be better than being at fucking this place with fucking David or Carlos or whatever his name was. That's the tough part, is that I'm going to call today and be like, hi, who was the sales manager last night? Because when I was there, I saw his badge said sales manager. So I was like, okay, this isn't some fucking regular guy that works here that teaches a class every now and then. This is the guy that's in charge of acquiring new customers and new paying members for the club. And you're going to hit me with, oh, you don't just want to sign up? No, I don't, bud. I actually don't just want to sign up. And what made me not want to sign up was your shitty attitude. Because I almost did. I almost was like, fuck it. It's just a gym. I'm just gonna pay for it now, and me and Kirsten can go, and we don't have to do any weird shit with a pass or whatever. But at the same time, if you're asking me to commit for a year, I want to know what are the amenities here? How good do you guys take care of the bathrooms? Who are the types of people that are in the gym? Are they people? Because look, man, like I said, I haven't been to the gym in years, right? So as you can see, I haven't been to the gym in years. As I sip my coffee with sweetened creamer, I haven't been to the gym in years with my tits. I haven't taken my tits to the gym in years, but I'm trying to take my tits to the gym so that eventually I could chop my tits off. Right? Okay. Sorry, I've been fucking thinking about this since last night because that guy was fucking with me a little bit. Oh, you don't just want to sign up? No, I don't. I actually don't, bud. Okay? I actually fucking don't at all. But I'm going back to the gym today, right? Because I'm trying to get slim thick. I'm trying to be slim thick. I'm trying to exist as a human being at the intersection of slim thick and slim shady. That's where I'm at. Slim thick, slim shady, me. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm trying to be. And this guy's fucking with me. So now I have to go back in there. I have to assert my dominance. I have to go back in there and go, oh no, hey, remember when I came here for a 3-day pass and you thought I was here for a shitty snow cone? Right? I'm actually here to run me my 3-day pass again, and I'll see you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we'll have a conversation on Friday as to whether or not I still want to join your stinky gym. Your stinky gym where there's like, you know, there's some feminine men in the bathroom taking photos with each other, which, look, depending on what you're into, you might like that. For me, I went in there immediately. I was like, I'm intimidated. I don't want to be around these guys. I'm intimidated by their physique because if I take my shirt off, I look like a sack of potatoes. But I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I'm still in the process of growing, baby. Look, I might be 28, but I still got a whole life ahead of me. I've been trying to craft up like a plan of workouts for these 3 days and trying to see like what what I want to do, and using ChatGPT is pretty helpful. You know, I went in there yesterday with no plan. We went kind of late. Kirsten had taken a nap. We went at like 9. Actually, no, we got there at 8:36. I remember specifically, but we just went, and the interaction with the guy downstairs just threw me off so hard that I was like, all right, we're just gonna like do cardio, and then like we'll take a little tour around, and then we'll go home, and that's what we did, right? But fuck that guy. Actually, fuck that guy. It's funny because I was at a party on Sunday and my buddy goes, "Oh yeah, the podcast. Like, what is it about?" And I said, "Oh, you know, like I always have this answer where I go, oh, it's just like about like kind of just what's bothering me, which is not a good a subject matter for a podcast, which I get, right? I get that." But I was thinking about it afterwards, and I was like, really, what is I mean, we all know, okay, it's called Loose Ends because we're tying them to loose ends, and then eventually we're probably going to have another show, and it's all good, and we're whatever. You know that. If you listen to the show, you know that, right? But having somebody ask you while you're in conversation with them and one of their friends, and they go, oh, yeah, Rob, what's your podcast about? And you have to go, well, 2 episodes ago, we talked about Jeffrey Epstein, Palantir, and the current presidential administration. The last episode, we spent 30 minutes talking about my hate for Manny Machado on the Padres. So it's kind of just like up in the air. We're just throwing shit at the wall, kind of. And then I come on here and I spend the first 19 minutes of this episode talking about the fucking bald guy at 24 Hour Fitness that pissed me off. So to answer your question, Harry, okay? The podcast is about what's going good, what's going bad, what do I want to say about it? That's what the podcast is about. Okay, we're tying up the loose ends around here. But I can't get that little guy out of my fucking brain, so I'm gonna call them today. I'm gonna be like, "Hi, who is the sales manager?" I'm gonna be such a cunt about this whole entire situation because you don't fuck with me, bro. You don't try to alpha dog. Oh, you don't want to sign up? No, I don't. I don't want to sign up. but I was going to until you gave me your little shitty attitude, right? And with your dirty Air Maxes on and your too tight of jeans. Look, I get it. Not everybody has fashion sense. Not everybody knows what's going on. But at the same time, you shouldn't be wearing dirty Air Maxes and really tight jeans as a 45-year-old man. That's all I have to say. And I don't make the rules here. These things are decided outside of my own opinion. These are standard operating procedures for everybody in the world, I feel like. Don't be 45 wearing skinny jeans and dirty Air Maxes. Get it together. Okay? And if I wanted to judge you on the job that you had, I would. But I'm feeling a little nice today because my coffee's kicking in. I need to, my coffee's kicking in. I kind of have to use the restroom, but I'm going to thug it out for you guys because I don't want to pause it because I'm running out of time. It's 8:05 and I need to leave for work by 8:50 to be there by 9:05, which is inside of the grace period that I always talk to you about. Inside of the grace period that I always talk to you about. I do not show up to work at 9 o'clock. I do not show up to work at 8:58. No, I show up to work at 9:07 consistently every single day because I'm that guy. Because like I said a couple weeks ago, when you have a grace period, I'm going to utilize the grace period. Oh, you guys are giving grace? Oh, well, in that case, I'm showing up a couple of minutes before the grace period ends. Just a couple. Just a couple. Rarely clocking at 9:03. I'm a 9:06, 9:07, 9:08 type of guy. So anyways, I got to get going eventually. But yeah, that was my 24-hour experience. I will let you know what happens. I'm trying to pick up some new lights off of this lady on Facebook Marketplace, but she won't respond. And I'm also trying to get a audio interface because I'm gonna start having a couple guests on here pretty soon. So I'm just trying to get things situated. I think we're probably gonna have to shoot out here, or I'm like considering the idea of possibly renting a storage unit to build a set in, which might be a good idea. The only thing I worry about is what are the elements? Is it hot? Do I have power? That type of shit. But we're getting it together, folks, and we're trying our best. So thank you guys for being here. I know that was a very long intro, and I got into a whole situation that really wasn't as big of a deal as I made it out to be. But no, I'm coming for that guy's fucking neck today, bro. I'm coming for you, David or Carlos. I don't remember what his name was. Part of me remembers seeing Carlos on the name tag, but also he wasn't giving Carlos energy because my stepdad's name is Carlos, and he wasn't giving Carlos. He was giving David. Okay. So, yeah, but I did the treadmill yesterday. I'm feeling good. I sweated. Okay, I had a protein shake yesterday, right? Like I said, because I had a rough Sunday night and I woke up Monday going, I need to turn my life around. I can't just keep drinking beer and eating scallops and expect to get where I want to be. So, yesterday, I had a lot of veggies. I had protein. I had healthy carbs with sweet potato, right? But I can't expect to get where I want to be if at 11:30 at night, 3 times a week, I go, there's Oreos in the cupboard, right? But now I have to, I'm not even joking. I hope you guys don't see how uncomfortable I look, but I really have to go to the bathroom, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it 40 minutes. So I'm going to pause this very quickly, and I will be right back to go to the restroom, and I'll be right back, and I'll be better than ever, okay? And we're going to talk about Lil Nas X. We're going to talk about a couple of things, but I'll be right back. All right, bye. Okay. That was an emergency, man. I'm not trying to divulge too much information here, but that was an emergency. I guess that's what happens when you eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I eat vegetables pretty consistently, but man, that was an emergency, man. I had to get up and go, brother. Let's just say I almost didn't make it, but I made it, and I'm back, and it's all good. Okay. Sorry, I got sidetracked by my own bowels, but I have to take my bowels seriously. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but a couple of years ago, I came up with a random case of, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what this is, diverticulitis. I want to give you guys the actual definition of what diverticulitis is. Why is my microphone fucking clicking? It is annoying the shit out of me. God. I don't know why my microphone's clicking, but diverticulitis, I got this, man, when was that? 2023. Diverticulitis, also called colonic diverticulitis, is a gastrointestinal disease characterized by inflammation of abnormal pouches, diverticula, that can develop in the wall of the large intestine. Symptoms typically include lower abdominal pain of sudden onset, and the onset may occur over a few days. There may also be nausea, diarrhea, constipation, fever, or blood in the stool suggests a complication. People may experience a single attack, repeated attacks, or ongoing smoldering diverticulitis. So I gotta watch my bowels very closely, and I need to make sure I'm going constantly on the reg, or else I am in fear of ending up in the hospital for 7 days again and losing 23 pounds, which was good for the time. For that time was very good, right? Obviously, it wasn't good being in the fucking in the hospital for a week. But when I got out, I was like, damn, I'm looking good. And it's like, you're not looking good. You're looking malnourished because you've been, I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't have water. I was basically on a 7-day fast. I couldn't have water. Couldn't have ice. They were feeding me like these cotton swabs that I could just suck on that were like lemon flavored. Looking back on that, I don't know. I honestly have blocked that out of my brain because of just how crazy of a time that was. But I do have to pay very close attention. I'm sorry we're getting into this, but I'm just trying to give you guys context as to why I had to get up so fast. Yeah, I was in the hospital for a while. It was probably one of the worst experiences of my life. But you know, hey, look, it allowed me to focus on my health a little more. Cause you know how like, okay, if you have an iPhone, right? Sorry, let me sip. If you have an iPhone and, you know, sometimes your iPhone will like bring up a picture from like 4 or 5 years ago and you go, whoa, who is that guy? Man, dude, looking back at who I was when I was 22, 23, 24, and my life was horrible. My life was hell on earth. I worked for Amazon, and I would go. I worked for Amazon in Orange County in like the Irvine area, so that was cool. Like, you know, being getting to see some pretty nice houses and getting to know some pretty cool people. But just like my life at that time, I think back on those days, and I'm like, wow, like. Dude, I would wake up at 5 a.m., right? And then you go to the Amazon warehouse, you get in your van, you go inside, you load your van up, right? And you know, for the next 12 hours of your day, you are a machine meant to drop off boxes to people's houses. And they're tracking every metric that they possibly can to make sure that you are being as efficient as possible. And I think the pressure of that, of knowing that like Big Daddy Bezos was watching from above, I think it really got to me, and it stressed me the fuck out. And I was eating like shit because, like, I don't know, I was a driver for a long time as for work, like in different capacities. For a while, I was an Amazon driver. After that, I delivered weed from B to C. And then now I'm more on the back end side of, and then after that, I was a cannabis delivery driver again, but then it was like B2B. And now I am kind of orchestrating the delivery of legal cannabis around the state for a company. But I look back on those days, man, and I'm like, wow, like I was just like when I was on the road, I was eating like shit, right? Drinking as much coffee as I wanted. No thought was put into, oh, is this good for me? It was, is this fast? Is this convenient? Right? And will this make me feel better? Right? And let me tell you something right now, food, especially bad food, is never going to make you feel better. It'll make you feel full. It'll make you feel like, oh, okay, I can move on with my day now. I ate something, but it's not going to make you feel better. The only thing that makes you feel better is moving your body, eating good food, and gooning a lot. You have to goon a lot. You have to pump and dump, bro. Literally. Pump and dump as much as you can. That's the only thing that's going to fix you. If you're a gal, flick that bean a little bit. Flick that bean up. Get that bean all flicked. Get that bean flicked in, and that's going to make you feel better. Okay. But yeah, diverticulitis, and like, so that's why I have to be very conscious of what's going on with my bowels. And when duty calls, when poopy calls, you got to go. Right. So I went, and I'm sorry I talked about that for 5 minutes, but it's all good. You know, well, I'm gonna take my boots to the old town road. I'm gonna walk down Ventura Boulevard. I got my undies on my ass, white boots on the grass. That video of Lil Nas X is crazy. I know bro's probably going through a crazy mental health crisis right now, but bro, or drug-induced mental health crisis, I don't know what's going on. I'm not here to judge him on what led him to being in that position in any way, shape, or form. I'm very conscious of trying not to shit on people who are clearly going through something that 99% of people have no idea or scope to even process the thing that they're probably going through. Like, as much as people like to think that they could handle the pressure of being in the public eye, I really do not think most people can. And that's good. I don't think most people want to. And I think that a lot of people find themselves in a place, I'm not saying this applies to Lil Nas X, but there's other artists that you see who are very much so about the craft and the art that they are pursuing, and they end up getting incredibly famous from that, and then they break. Because when I read the Steve Martin book, Steve Martin was probably one of the first big, huge comedians, right? And he has a book called Born Standing Up. And in that book, he details when he kind of lost his love for entertaining on stage, actually. I mean, he made movies and stuff after this, but the reason as to why he feels like he kind of left his he left doing stand-up was because he got to a point where he became so famous that there was nothing that when he went on stage that he had to earn. He didn't have to earn the laughs because people were just so, and that's, I think that's what he says in the book too, is like there wasn't even laughs anymore. It was just awe. It was just, people were just excited to see him because at that time, I think this was the late 60s, early 70s. This is before Bernie Mac. This is before Chris Rock. This is before George Carlin. I mean, Carlin was doing shit back in the day. This is before Richard Pryor, right? This is before those guys came in and they made stand-up this, brutally honest, straight, quick, witty, like off the tongue type of thing that was very well thought out in Carlin's case and, very real in Pryor's case, right? It was before the comedy boom of the 80s. This is coming off the backs of Lenny Bruce getting arrested for saying certain things on stage that were deemed unacceptable, that people shouldn't say these things in public. And now you go and you scroll through Instagram and there's dudes like just doing crowd work, be like, "Hey, are you retarded?" Like, and it's like that the distinction that exists like in between that version of stand up and what it is now is so crazy. But I think a lot of people end up in this place where you're so focused on the art that you become great at it, and then you gain notoriety and fame by luck or by hard work or whatever you want it, however you think this shit happens, right? And you find yourself in a place where you are no longer, there's nothing really giving you purpose other than just being the person that you are. There's nothing outside of that because you become accustomed to people just being excited to see you. And at that point, you have nothing to win them over with because you already won. So what's the point of playing the game if you already won the game? It loses its value very quickly. And I'm not saying Lil Nas X falls into this category, but there's a lot of artists that I feel like are very focused on their art, and they end up in this place where they gain notoriety, they gain fame, and it breaks them. It breaks you. It breaks you. It can break you. And I know some people were saying Lil Nas X was going through like a mental health crisis, or some people were saying like Lil Nas X, he was on drugs or something. Either way, it's none of our business. I hate that these types of things get reported in the news, but unfortunately, as somebody who's in the public eye, these are things that are going to come up if you're walking down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m, telling dudes in the car, "You guys going to the party?" Like, that video was so crazy. When I showed Kirsten that, like, her eyes were just like wide open. She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, outside of Lemonade, the worst restaurant. We've been over this. The worst restaurant, the worst chain restaurant in all of Los Angeles is Lemonade Cafe." And I stand by that till the day I die. Their salads, shit. Their sandwiches, shit. Hey, Lemonade, if you're going to call yourself Lemonade, at least make good lemonade. At least. Could you just do that? Could you just make good lemonade if you're going to call yourselves Lemonade? I would hope so. But I've given you guys a chance on a couple of different occasions, and every single time I have it, I go, too tart. Oh, too tart. Where'd you get your lemons from? North Dakota? Why are they so fucking tart? You know we live in California, right? You can get lemons here. You can get them in Mexico. Get them. Look, I don't even know where lemons are grown. I'm just assuming California accounts for something like 70% of the nation's fresh produce. I'm going to go ahead and assume we got some good lemons here. So hey, Lemonade Cafe, where the fuck are you getting your shitty lemons from? Where? Tell me. But just seeing him walk down Ventura Boulevard, like outside of Lemonade Cafe, that one's now closed because their restaurant sucks and everybody knows. Hey, the jig is up. The jig is up. You got hipster white people to go there for 10 years. And the jig is up because people can go get real food. We can go to Giada and get real food. I can go to Giada and get a spicy pea sandwich. Right. Or I can get an Italian sandwich, and it shits on everything that Lemonade has ever done it or has stood for, and I stand by that because fuck Lemonade Cafe. But I hope Lil Nas X is okay. I actually like him for who he is. The glimpses that I catch of him on social media are very funny. They're very candid, and I hope he's doing okay. But just some advice for next time, Lil Nas X. Maybe just don't walk down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. in your tidy whities and white leather cowboy boots, because it draws a lot of attention to you. But look, I'm not a PR coach either. I'm just a guy giving you my thoughts on what's going on. So. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I mean, here's my thing. So Trump is kind of threatening our great leader. Sorry, people are going to kill me for that. Whatever. Our great leader, Donald Trump, he's threatening to deploy troops to Chicago and other cities in the future. And I think that this is now a lot of people are saying, oh, he's trying to stage a coup. He's trying to finish up the insurrection. He's trying to score political points. For me, what I see is a guy who is scrambling to create a distraction from the fact that he was implicated and allegedly most likely implicated in the terrible acts that Jeffrey Epstein was, involved in, let's just say. And after watching the Hunter Biden interview and then watching the follow-up from that from Channel 5, where we're seeing, Melania Trump threatening a lawsuit to Hunter Biden saying and to Channel 5 saying you need to take this video down because in the previous video, Hunter Biden had said Donald Trump was introduced to Melania Trump via Jeffrey Epstein. And I thought that his response in the follow-up video was so good where he says, look, if you guys want to sue me, bring it on, because that means you're going to have to sit for a deposition, which is something that neither Melania or Donald Trump want to do because he's most likely implicated in doing weird things with kids. Right? In his own words, Jeffrey Epstein said, me and Donald are very good friends. Now, You could take that as, oh, we're friends. We see each other at Mar-a-Lago. We play a couple of holes of golf. We have great conversation. Or you could take that as, we're really great friends and we've done terrible things to children on an island. Like, take it for what it is. But either way, having a guy who was a, alleged, pretty much, if he would have been alive, convicted, sex trafficker of minors, right? I think that Trump trying to stir up shit. This is him trying to stir up shit. It's a last grasp at taking attention away from what really was going on at that time. And I don't know. I think it's frightening, man. And I hate to be like a lib. I hate to be a lib and sit here and be like, oh, it's so scary. But it is scary when people are kind of making these overreaches of power. And, I think people who support Donald Trump are still kind of under the brainwash that everything that he does is in the best interest of the American people. And if you believe that, you need to go find a rope. And you need to jump rope. You need to jump a lot of rope. And you need to get tired, and you need to let your brain calm down and get out of this weird anxiety-induced frenzy that you're in, where you believe that the guy who is running our country is a good person for deploying the National Guard to Chicago. And it's like, yeah, that would have been cool when he first got elected. That would have been cool in 2016. Do that in 2016, Trump. Send the National Guard to Chicago then. When shit was actually really bad. Look, I don't live in Chicago. I don't know. But from what I'm reading, it seems like, right here, the number of homicides in Chicago has fallen 32% from last year, while vehicle thefts and burglaries are down by 20%. And you're telling me you're going to send the National Guard in to try and stop crime? It's weird. And it's a distraction. And everybody that's focusing on it is losing sight of the fact that Donald Trump was involved in a weird scenario where he was most likely connected to a man who has harmed a lot of young people who are now adults, but it doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any better at all. So it's all a distraction. I'm trying not to focus on it, but I'm also trying to remain aware of the things that he is trying to do. He already sent the military here. The National Guard was deployed over protests, of undocumented people. Was it necessary? No. The police chief said we do not need the National Guard's help. The mayor said we do not need the National Guard's help. The governor said we do not need the National Guard's help. But what does he do? Deploys the National Guard. Now, my conspiratorial brain will go, well, he's testing the waters on basically, enacting martial law and sending the National Guard to all of the cities, all of the major cities that don't agree with his political beliefs. It's so funny too, like to choose LA, Chicago, and New York as the places that you're going to send the National Guard is like so crazy to me. I get it. They're big, massive cities, which means obviously there's a lot of crime going on. There's a lot of bad shit happening because just of the amount of people that are here, bad things are going to happen. Because not everybody here is good. And not everybody in Chicago is good. And not everybody in New York is a great person. But these are things that happen when you have a large amount of human beings in a tiny area or just an area altogether. But I think the National Guard thing is a giant distraction from the fact that Donald Trump was definitely fucking kids. And I'm going to have to bleep that. But he was definitely into some weird shit. My audio is bothering me so much. I'm trying to get this audio interface off of fucking a Facebook Marketplace, but man, thank you guys for being here, man. I really I'm sorry the episode was late this week. I'm just trying to figure some things out and I'm really trying my hardest to figure out a way to make the show better and make it more appealing and maybe do some sort of segments or like, I kind of want to do like a phone a friend segment where I just call a friend and talk to them. I think that'd be really fun. But also I don't want to subject my friends to being on my podcast, because that's cringe. So I'm trying to figure things out, but I really thank you guys for being here, and you guys honestly give me a lot of purpose and hope. And even though sometimes it feels like nobody's listening, I think just seeing how many people have been listening to the audio episodes, and why is my fucking thing doing that? It is so annoying. Holy shit, man! Keeps clicking. Just seeing how many people have been listening to the audio episodes and shit is really kind of keeping me going right now. And I'm focusing on other things outside of the podcast too. I went and did a mic last week, and it went pretty good for the first 3 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes I tried some new shit, and it wasn't that good. But that's kind of how it goes. And then I went on Instagram and I did like a weird story post where I was like, if you suck at something, you need to understand that you're going to get better if you just keep doing it. But a lot of people just quit. And that's true about that's true about the gym. That's true about comedy. That's true about stand-up. That's true about podcasting. That's true about designing clothes. It's true about painting. It's true about whatever your interest is. You're going to suck ass in the beginning unless you're naturally talented and gifted. And maybe I'm being hard on myself because I did listen back to it yesterday and I did get a pretty good amount of laughs. I think I just let the last 2 minutes of my set overshadow the good first 3 that I had. Because the goal is to get a great 5, and then we're going to go to a great 10, and then we're going to get, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15. That's my goal. I want 5 minutes that are solid. I want 5 minutes that kill. I want 8 minutes that are great. I want 10 minutes that I can do. That's my 3 goals right now. And I know people are going, 10 minutes, it doesn't seem like a long time. Go stand up there. Come with me. I'll meet you at the Ha Ha Cafe on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Let's do it. I'll meet you there. Or wherever you want to go. I don't like doing bar shows because they're bar shows, but I do like going to clubs and doing mics there and just getting to know comics and stuff like that. It's pretty fun, but trying to stay focused on not just the podcast, trying to stay focused on things that keep me fulfilled outside of the podcast, because sometimes the podcast doesn't fulfill me at all. And I'm honest with myself about that fact. But yeah, I kind of want to move to Ukraine or something. I don't know. I want to do something drastic. I was telling Kirsten the other day, we were sitting in bed before we go to bed, and we like to watch, we like to scroll together, or one of us will scroll and we'll watch on one of the other's phones. And I kept getting videos for like dudes that are in New York, right? And it's like, this is the best sandwich shop in Park Slope, Brooklyn. And you go, and he shows you this beautiful sandwich, like the type of deli that like, you look at the video and like there's meat hanging from the ceiling type shit. And I looked over at Kirsten. I said, I think I live in the wrong city. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, I think I'm just like kind of meant to be in New York. Look, I love LA. I love Los Angeles with all my heart. It's the city that gives me so much joy to just be a part of this community. And, for as much as it sucks and the people here are insufferable, there's a realness that you see only when you were born here. There's a different type of community that you get tapped into when you are somebody who spends when you spend your whole life here. You see a different side of it. But when you're some asshole that moves here from fucking, whatever shit state in the Midwest, and you think you're going to do it big, and all your friends are fake as fuck. And then you have this weird opinion that LA is fake. Everyone in LA is fake. And everyone in LA, like, they're just gonna like backstab you. And it's like, yeah, because you hang out with literally the worst people known to man. But I love LA. But I also really would love to live in New York for a little while. But I don't have money like that. I can't just move to New York, Who the fuck do I think I am? I'm not a rich asshole yet. Yet. Have you guys tried those little mini cucumbers? You guys know what I'm talking about? They sell little mini cucumbers at Costco. They're called cute cucumbers, but I'm pretty sure they're just Persian cucumbers that are really small. I highly recommend you try them. And if you're not eating a lot of vegetables right now, I have a coworker that doesn't eat vegetables at all. And I'm trying to get him on somewhat of a vegetable kick because you need to eat vegetables every now and then. You can't just like not have vegetables and like just eat like Taco Bell and fucking Burger King chicken fries all the time. But I try to tell him like, yo, bro, you need to eat some veggies, dude, because you're gonna do some damage to yourself. But I also understand where he's coming from because, nachos Bel Grande are very good. And also chicken fries are very good. So I understand where I'm sympathetic towards his cause here. But I have some regrets about last week, though. I was looking at, because right now we're a 1-car household, right? And my car is not the best on gas. I drive a pretty old German car. It runs well, and I do a good job of taking care of it. It's pretty reliable for the most part. I've never been stranded anywhere, knock on wood. I've never had anything crazy happen. I'm pretty good about taking care of my things, but we want a second car, right? So I was looking on the Tesla website. There was this great lease opportunity, and I was like, fuck, I should just do this. It's like $0 down. I'm literally paying for the acquisition fee plus taxes. It'd be like $240 a month for a Model 3, and I have electric chargers at my job. Yeah, that sounds like a great deal. And I have regrets because I didn't do it when I should have. I didn't just reserve the fucking car when I would have been picking up a new car at the end of this week, right? And I didn't reserve it when I should have, when I had the opportunity. And I told Kirsten, let's talk about this when I get home, because we need to talk to each other about this. Obviously, if we live together, if we're going to have a second car, we need to be clear on what's going to happen with the second car. What's the purpose of us getting it? Are we going to get a bigger one? Are we going to get the Model 3? Are we going to get a Model Y? Right? And I fucked up. I fucked up big time because I should have just booked that Model 3 when it was available. But I didn't. And I got home and I talked to Kirsten. I was like, okay, like, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yada, yada, yada. It'd be good. Be nice not to have to pay for gas all the time. You can leave your car in the garage. We'll park the Tesla outside, whatever. I go back on the website. The car's gone. The car's gone. The car is gone. And I was so sad. Look, say what you want about Tesla. Say what you want about Elon Musk. I get it. Not the most likable guy. But from an economic perspective, getting a lease for under $300 for a car that you don't have to put gas in, and it costs $12 to fully charge, seems like a pretty good fucking deal to me. And when I told my friend that I was considering it, he goes, you have to get the fuck Elon sticker. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I think that'd be kind of fun. I would really play into it, though. I'd make my own custom sticker. I'd put F Elon, but then it would say, it kind of says felon, if you think about it. F Elon, F-Elon, felon. I don't know, but I have regrets about that. I should have just fucking booked that car, and then now all the ones that are available are a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, well, now the deal isn't as sweet. So I had the Tesla guy call me on Saturday. He goes, hello, Robert. I'm like, yes. He's like, I heard you're interested in fucking leasing a Tesla. I'm like, yes, sir, I am. Of course, whatever. And he goes, well, what's holding you back right now? And I said, well, I'm just kind of waiting it out because I have until the end of September to qualify for the tax credit, for the EV tax credit. And, I'm not in a rush to get a car. We have a car, but I would like to get into a Tesla before the end of September so we can benefit from the tax credit. We can get a new second car and something that Kirsten can drive. Or if she doesn't want to drive, she doesn't have to drive. She can boop, and she doesn't have to do anything. And she could just sit in the car and do whatever she needs to do and not have to fucking drive. Which is why I thought it was a great idea, because Kirsten gets a lot of anxiety from driving. And he's like, okay, well, what are the things that you're looking for? And I was like, well, I really like the white interior. I would like 2021 or newer, and I would like less than a certain amount of miles. Because I guess Tesla started doing this thing like in California and Texas where you can lease a pre-owned car through Tesla Finance. And I was reading that a lot of people think that it's apparently like a way to boost their sales or whatever, which I get, like, totally. Like, yeah, your sales are probably, you're not doing so hot considering the things that the leader of your company was involved in. But also, I'm not woke or lib enough to pass up a good deal. I understand deportations are wrong and making cuts to federal agencies is wrong, but you know what else is wrong? the fact that cars are so ridiculously expensive that now they're basically incentivizing like someone like me that has a car already to go, hey, well, wouldn't you like to have a daily car that is an electric vehicle that you don't have to put gas in and is going to cost you less than $300 a month? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I fucking would. So hate on me all you want, but best believe if I get that Tesla by the end of September, I'm going to get the F Elon sticker and it's going to say felon because I'm cool like that. But look, you guys are the greatest little sweetie pies of all time. If you made it to the end, you make me cream, literally. Like, you make me squirting cream all over my bed. And I love that. So thank you guys. No, I'm just playing. I need to go to work soon though. It's 8:45. I officially work in 15 minutes, so I need to go change my bottoms and get to work. But if I don't check back in later, and this is the actual end of the episode, I really thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys growing with us through these weird times where we are trying to figure out what our identity is as a show and how we're going to continue to improve upon the foundation that we've been building for the past, I guess technically going back to the end of 2023, but really for the past like 6 to 9 months. But yeah, you guys are the shit. I really appreciate you guys a lot, and I'm trying to get better at this as much as possible, but it's a long road, and we're only on episode 33. It's the Jesus episode. So we still got a lot of work to do, and we're going to grow. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get better, and we're going to do what we need to do to make this thing work. So I appreciate you guys being here for the rough times and for the beginning of this thing, but just know that when we get firing on all cylinders, this shit is going to pop off like no other. So thank you. Follow the show on TikTok and Instagram at PlayLooseEnds. YouTube, Loose Ends with Robert Hernandez. You can find the audio episodes on Apple, on Spotify, on iHeart, on SoundCloud, whatever you want to. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. You guys are the best, and I will talk to you a little later. Cool. All right. Stay cool out there, man. It's hot. Stay cool.